Hey everyone.
I'm Shen.
And I'm Lay.
And welcome back to the Wild Day Nat podcast.
Yeah.
Please excuse the sound quality this week. We are just tumbling into multiple technical difficulties every week. This is the life.
New challenges.
But that's okay. We're making it work.
We are.
We're not going to cancel.
Right now, our foreheads are basically touching. Yeah. That's so close we are to each other. Just to get the sound right.
The show must go on.
Right? The things we do for y'all, because we love you so much.
Honestly.
And they're so great. What episode is this?
Episode 7.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we've already recorded 7 episodes.
That's amazing.
That is pretty awesome. Thank you, friends.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. And what else have we accomplished this week?
We've hit 500 listens. I think we spoke about it last episode because we were close. We were really close. But we have surpassed 500.
We sure have.
And we're super pumped about that. So we are going to do a little giveaway to show our appreciation to you guys. Yeah. This means a lot to us. It's a big deal.
It's such a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, there are so many podcasts. There are so many things, especially because the vast majority of our listeners are mothers who are incredibly busy. Mm-hmm. Wow.
I know. A lot of people that message me are like, oh, I love your podcast. I listen to it while I, are dropping my kids off or doing my dishes. I'm like, oh, this is so sweet.
That's so dope. So we're grateful. We're truly grateful, and we want to honor you and the time that you've taken out to support us. So,
if you go to our Instagram page, you will see a post on what you need to do to qualify for this giveaway. Yeah. I believe it would be following our page.
Yes, if you're not already. If you're not, shame on you. Shame.
Come on, follow.
Follow.
And also tag 2 moms or 2 friends.
2 friends.
2 friends, because this is open to people that aren't parents. As long as you're a listener. Tag 2 people, follow our page, and what else?
Yeah, that's it. Follow our page, enough. Like the post. And tag 2 friends. Tag 2 people who you feel like could use a little treat. That's it. That's all we're going to say. Can be a man, can be a woman, because we'll make sure that whatever the prize is gender neutral. So it's not going to be like, something specific for any one person.
It'll be a self-care package.
Exactly. And we can all use a little self-care. Everybody.
All right. So let's just get into the show.
Right now.
Checking in. I feel like, when did I see you last? You know what? This week, Winter went to daycare for the first time.
Yay!
That's a huge one.
Oh my gosh, Wynn's a big girl.
I know. It was actually so exciting for me. And John was like, are you supposed to be emotional about this? I'm like, I don't know.
You apathetic weirdos. You're supposed to be sobbing.
I was so happy, but also nervous because I'm leaving Winter with someone that she's never been with before. It's usually my mom or my sister that watches her, so I wasn't sure if she was going to freak out about it. But I dropped her off. She saw another kid like crawling by, and she jumped out of my arms and never looked back.
Wow.
She didn't even... I tried to give her a kiss goodbye, and she mushed me in the forehead.
No, she did not.
She did. I was so hurt.
When did Winter turn into a Jamaican bad man? Gun figure mush.
She mushed me like how Ghost mushed Tasha.
No, she did not. Push the hairline all the way back.
I was so hurt.
Oh my goodness, Winter. Who are you?
Oh my
These
God.
children. You see why I said? I'm telling you, if you put yourself and your marriage first, because these kids.
She's done with me already. It took her 1 year.
At the tender age of 1, she's like, I'm over this. I don't need you. Beat it. Scram. She's so over it. That's hilarious.
Heartbroken.
I love it. But it all went well.
Yeah, right? It went well. I was corresponding with the daycare teacher, and she was like, she's doing great. She's having a great time.
Awesome.
She's playing. She's laughing. She honestly did not cry until maybe 20 minutes before I picked her up.
Which is not bad at all.
Which is quite the success because she was there all day.
Wow.
So I was pretty pumped about that. I can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
I had so many plans. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to power scour my house.
Yeah.
I went to sleep.
Oh, man.
For half the day. I was so upset a little bit. But then I'm like, you know what? I feel well rested. Like, it honestly made the rest of my week go so much better. Just by getting an extra 2-3 hours of sleep.
Absolutely. Those good sleeps.
It was necessary.
Leon gifted me with that this morning because Yara woke up at 6 a.m. and I was like, what the? So I went in, grabbed her, nursed her, and then she wouldn't go down. And it was like 7:15. I'm like, okay, I'm tired. We've been at this for an hour and a half. I called him from downstairs because he was like up watching TV and came up and grabbed
6?
her. This guy, because remember, he used to work nights, right? So his like schedule was like thrown off. So he came upstairs, grabbed her, and then no one bothered me until I woke up, which was at 10:45 this morning.
What a gift.
And when I woke up, I was like, yes, I just felt like $1 million freaking dollars.
Pep in your step.
What? Oh my goodness. I was like Mary Poppins in the house. I'm like sliding down the banister. It was crazy. It's crazy what sleep can do.
Honestly.
It's wild. Gosh, my week. How was my week? Pretty good. Simple. Like, I mean, it's nice that we're both recovering now. I feel like, you know, we were quite sick. I think you guys can probably tell from the last episode that we sounded like we were on the verge of death. So I'm happy to say that both Yara and I are feeling a heck of a lot better, which is good. And that's given way for me to focus on things that I need to do, both for Yara Bean's boutique, even like writing some things down for while they nap. I got to share with you just ideas that have come to mind. But I feel like I've been more productive over the last like 48 hours, which has been really good. I got my winter tires on.
Good for you, girl.
Which I needed to do. And I tell you, like, I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but like there was a meme that I read that said nothing surprises Caribbeans more each year than winter. I don't get it. Like, I'm Canadian born, have been in this country legitimately. Like, I exited the womb in the Canadian, like on Canadian soil. And yet every single year I'm like, what? Already?
Blown away.
And that's how I feel right now. I just feel like just so overwhelmed by the amount of snow. So it was, definitely winter tire time. So we slapped those on, and I'm glad that we did that. But there's been a lot of that going on, getting salt, getting prepared for this season. So we did all of that. So I feel pretty accomplished. I'm feeling good.
You got your winter duties done. All that salt. I'm happy. I pay condo fees, so I don't have to do any of that.
See, the thing is, we pay condo fees too because we have a condo townhouse, but we still have our own big ass driveway. And that driveway ain't no joke. It ain't no joke.
No.
Yeah, so Lord have mercy. Like, it's hectic. Bless Leon's heart. And we have steps. Oh, girl.
There's nothing that scares me more than steps, outdoor steps in the winter.
Outdoor steps in the winter when you're pregnant. I was petrified last year this time. Petrified.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I'm the clumsiest person. I trip over myself, like, at least a couple times a week. Just over my own feet. On dry ground, no matter what the terrain, I'm going to trip. So the slippery, my mom was begging me. I remember her like towards like the end of the pregnancy. She's like, "Land me up, beg you, go to the garage, please. Don't walk down the steps," because she knows that like I'm super clumsy.
So clumsy.
So I'm grateful for Leon. Very grateful because yes, we've tackled the winter duties. And now we feel ready.
Now you're prepared.
Next up is the Christmas holiday decor, which I don't know how I feel about that. Only because I'm excited about a tree, but I'm like, how do I prevent the child from pulling it down?
And eating it.
That part.
These delicious, bright ornaments.
Yeah, like, oh my goodness. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe that's going to be next week or the week after. But for now, we're feeling accomplished.
So let's go into Bomb Moms.
Yeah. Who's your Bomb Mom for the week?
I am nominating Aisha Curry this week for Bomb Mom.
Okay.
I don't know. It's random.
No, it definitely is not.
But she popped up on my feed. I think I sent you the post how she was like collaborating with Ellen with that vampire.
Yeah, yes.
That vampire show.
Love it.
So she's doing I think is it an online series? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think it's a Facebook. Yeah.
Where they will be assisting women that are trying to start their own business or launch their brands, and it's called Fempire.
Yeah.
And I just thought that idea was really cool, like women supporting women on their entrepreneur endeavors. And I also think she's just like a jack of all trades. She's so sick. She has 3 children. Mm-hmm. She has cookware, home decor wear. Yeah. Then she has her restaurant's international smoke, which I tried it out when I went to Hawaii.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. It was really good. It had some ribs and mac and cheese.
It sounds delicious.
It was very delicious. So shout out to Aisha Curry.
Yeah.
You're a bomb mom, man.
You're
doing it all, juggling it. Life, wife, mom, entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking fly.
Always. She's so cute.
Yeah, she's adorable. She's super cute. Funny story. She actually is from Markham originally, and she went to school with my cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, elementary school. The school in Markham called Copper Glen. Yeah, shout out to Kyla, my beloved cousin. Yeah, so they are still good friends. But
I didn't know that she was from Markham.
From Markham, right? She moved, I think, like in the 5th or 6th grade, and then went to the States, and then her life has transformed since then. But yeah, Markham, woohoo! That's where I'm originally from. I now reside in Durham, but my roots are definitely north of Steeles. Who's my bomb mom? Oh my gosh, you went celebrity route. I was compelled to go celebrity.
Go for it.
I don't know, cause I don't. I don't know. Do I want to do her? I don't really like her as a person. I don't care much for her as a person, but it was Kylie Jenner. But I'm just
I was like, who?
Only because, and you know what's so funny? Because I thought about only because of that post that I sent you. I thought it was so adorable when she was like guiding Stormy through that little thing, and then she just wrote something just now that I actually can agree with. So
nominate her.
All right, fine.
She's still a mom doing her thing.
She really is, and you know what? Okay, fine. So I'm not a huge like Kardashian, Jenner. Like I'm just not. Like I don't really sip their Kool-Aid. However, I did see a post on Instagram this week, and it was, I don't think it was even something that Kylie had recently posted. It might have been something that on one of her fan pages. But in any event, it was just a video of her like walking Stormy through, not physically, but like just like speaking her through like this like little jungle gym thing. And she was so afraid. Like Stormy was really, really afraid. She vocalized that. She's like, Mommy, I'm afraid, I'm scared. I don't want to. And she's like, you can do this. I'm right here. Do you want me to hold your hand? I love you. And it was just, I don't know. It was just a beautiful thing to see. I felt like it was very pure and authentic. And I feel like a lot of what that family does and purports is very contrived. So I felt like that, seeing her in that way was really refreshing. And then I just saw something, again, oddly enough, which is why I was like, that's weird. Like, it's almost like I'm supposed to shout her out. And now I can't find it. Anyway, essentially, the gist of what I just saw was a tweet that she had written where she says, like, I love her and I hate leaving her. Like, leaving her is really hard for me. But then I remember that I'm leaving for her.
Yeah.
The things that I do are for her. And so that her life will be better. And I think to myself, I think about that often because I think as moms, especially moms who are trying to juggle like multiple hats and who are entrepreneurial, there's always that guilt there. Like I find myself, feeling that way too when I'm trying to do things online for Yara Bean's Boutique or when I'm, conversing with you about while they nap. I'm like, am I taking time away from Yara? Like, how is this? I hate that I feel like I always have my phone in my hand. Yeah. And I don't know like if what she's seeing or how that makes her feel. Right. But I think the other thing is that I have to be cognizant of the fact that like, yes, I don't want to have too much screen time. I do want to make time for her, but that's so much of what I'm doing is for her. Yeah. Right. So just trying to find the balance in that respect, but also giving myself the grace to do what I need to do. So
I mean, in retrospect, some people don't have the luxury of even being able to work with their child beside them. So people physically have to leave and not be there for them, even though they are working for their child. So, I have that same guilt sometimes when I'm on my phone because it looks like, I have to be on social media. Exactly. To work. For sure. But then it just looks like I'm not paying attention and I feel like, oh my God, like how do I vocalize that to a baby? That I'm just working.
That's exactly it, right? And then also trying to to deal with the fact that very soon we'll both be back at work. And then I guess I'm so fearful of the moments that I may have or, where I may encounter these feelings of guilt while I'm at work. Like, damn, like I had that time and now I'm here and I miss her so much. And if 6 months ago or 3 months ago when I was sitting in front of the TV and we could have been doing this or could have been doing that, I was like, I don't want to feel that way. But I feel like ultimately a lot of those feelings are inevitable. So
exactly. Just
got to try and find the balance. I think that that's ultimately, the aim of the game. find the balance. So yeah, KJ, I'm nominating you, girl. Doing your thing.
Excellent. And I was trying to go into our Instagram to see any of the nominations. And then, God, I lost the picture.
Oh, no.
I didn't know the picture doesn't last when people DM it to you.
Oh, but I know her. That's my cousin. She nominated her. Yeah.
So okay, well then great.
I'll just message Tash and tell her to send us another one.
Yeah, I'll just need it for by the time we post.
Sure.
But they love Tash. Is that what it says? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She has nominated her friend, and I'm going to read what she says. I think that's so cute.
This is so nice.
She said that she's a bomb mom because she's doing it mostly on her own. She has gone through a lot, and she's still pushing. Started a business, which is at sashabeauty.co, and is doing the best for her daughter.
Aww.
And she's nominating her friend Shayla. So, is that right? Oh, no, her daughter is Shayla.
But her friend's name is Shade.
Shade. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, where's her name? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Good thing.
I know, right? When I saw you open it, I was like, hey, that picture looks familiar. I'm like, that's my cousin.
So, Shade, you are our bomb mom of the week.
Yeah, Shade.
Nominated by your friend Tash. That's so cute.
Oh, that is super sweet.
And we're going to post your photo.
Yeah, we definitely are. And we're going to tag the business because Sasha Beauty, girl, they got some lashes, honey.
My favorite. I love me some lashes.
Oh my gosh, their collection is unreal. So ladies, if you need lashes, hit up Sasha Beauty Co. That's their. We'll put their Instagram handle with the Bomb Mom shout out. But yeah, shout out to you today. You guys are doing your thing. I'm super proud of both of you.
I love that every bomb mom that we have has a business. So it's a great way for you to support other moms.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. And even if they don't, they're definitely good at supporting. I feel like a lot of my friends who don't have businesses and their moms are like super keen on supporting other moms. So
for sure.
That's awesome. All right. Topic. What we got to talk about today?
Well, it's going to be, what do I talk about? I guess this is going to like parlay off of what we were talking about in our last episode. So becoming a mom. And this time we're going to talk about how it has affected our friendships.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll touch on a little bit of, finding sisterhood after being a mom. And different types of friends that you can make after becoming a mom.
I guess we can start talking about how your relationship changed, or how my relationship, I guess, changed with the friends in my life who have children. So I am very fortunate in that I have quite a good number of amazing women that I'm surrounded by.
It's hefty, guys.
It's not hefty.
I'm so impressed.
It's not.
Honestly, it is. Oh my God. I was so shook when I saw, I'm like, all these people in this room are your friends?
Stop it.
It filled a room, guys.
Someone told me the other day, you don't have a friend, you don't have friends, you have a sorority. I'm like, not true.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, no. Where did she meet all these women? I was so impressed. I'm like, maybe I did a horrible job at making friends. Where did I go wrong?
Oh my gosh.
Horrible. That is not my forte, man.
That is not it. That's not it.
This is what life could have been like if I just made some friends.
Stop it. I can't, honestly, it's my personality. My mom said from the minute I came out of the womb, I was like, hi, my name's Leanne. Do you want to be my friend? That's just how my that's my personality.
You're very outgoing.
I am. And I do love people. Like I love to pour into people too, right? So I think that that's one of my gifts. But still, I feel like there are people just like me who are equally as kind, if not more kind and more generous and loving, who don't have that, who haven't been blessed in that way.
Yeah, to have that hello.
Hello, looking right at ya. So again, I don't take it for granted. I recognize that it's like an anomaly. It's not as easy to come by. My sister has made that very clear. She's like, you just have so many women around you who genuinely support you and want you to win.
Yeah.
And that's really awesome. So when I became a mom, or at least found out that I was pregnant, I was super excited because I did have a couple of close girlfriends who had kids. So one thing that, of course, I can say that my relationship with both the women in my life who had children, and I guess even acquaintances who had children, have gotten stronger. Like there are some girls who now I'm closer to that I didn't really speak to much when I didn't have kids, but that I found like a sense of community.
Yeah.
Because we were going through the same things, whatever that may be, whether it be sleep training or like, you know, issues with nursing or issues with our, you know, romantic relationships. And it's so nice to have those friends. So I can say that like my relationships with just women in general who have children, whether that be my friends or new friends, has gotten much stronger, and we've you know, relied on each other a little bit more. So I'm kind of grateful for that. Yeah. Super strong bond in that way. So what about you?
When I got pregnant is when I started thinking like, who can I count on right now as a friend? And I had to like mentally go through a Rolodex of, okay, this person has a child, this person has a child. And I'm like, I need to start making friends. That's the decision I came to for myself. I'm like, if I'm going to survive this, I'm going to have to go out and make some friends.
Wow.
Because I'm like, I don't think I have a big enough support system where I need to, you know, keep myself balanced. Like, okay, I had a bunch of friends. Yeah. I had core, and it was almost like a board diagram for me. The way I saw it is I had a core group of friends, and I was completely transparent with those people, and they were the people I poured into most. And then I expanded out, and then I had, you know, going out friends.
Okay.
And then I had time filler friends.
Okay.
People that, you know, if I'm completely bored and all my friends are unavailable, I could, you know, go to coffee or, you know, have lunch. They didn't really mean much to me. We didn't divulge much information. It was just pass the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously those friends will, you know, fade away.
Yeah.
And then my going out friends, I couldn't do that because I was pregnant. So those faded away. Then my core group of friends kind of imploded. So it kind of dwindled to like maybe 2 or 3 people.
Wow.
That I was able to, you know, confide in and get support. And it was not a variety of friends. So one was already had children, but their children are grown. So now they're at the point in their life where they are, you know, as good as single, if you know what I mean, with their time.
Yeah.
They got more free time and they're going to, you know, live their best life now.
Yeah.
Or I had another friend that is single and, you know, is busy.
Okay.
Living their life, you know. They don't have the same priorities that I have.
Going to Africa on Fridays. Going to Africa.
Right? You want to go to Africa? Sure.
This weekend. Let's go.
So I was like, I'm going to have to, you know, get outside of myself. And I am a very quiet, reserved, walls up kind of person where it takes a long time for me to open up to people and trust people because loyalty is a big thing for me.
That's fair.
I don't know. It just takes forever for me to, you know, let down my walls. But at the same time, I told myself I don't have time.
No.
I don't have the luxury.
Yeah, exactly.
Of time to make this meaningful relationship.
Yeah.
I need to meet some friends now. So I, you know, it was hard for me. Yeah. But I would, you know, go to these groups, go to mom groups, go to mommy and me prep classes, yoga, all that stuff, and be like, do you want to go for coffee? Like, I was like
so
the awkward person.
Oh
like,
my gosh, where was I? I'd have been like, yes, girl. I'd love to.
Or on Instagram, I'd be like, ha, 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 you want to meet up?
Oh my God. Creepy. Ha, ha, ha. Hey, anyone here free?
You know, it worked for me, though, because it helped me pass the time. I met a lot of cool, like, mom friends where I can, if I felt like I needed to socialize with adults that could understand me. Yeah. I went out with a bunch of complete strangers, and it felt great. And I was like, it's not so bad. I can make friends and not, you know, be terrified or just, like, make my skin crawl. I don't know why. I just can't with people, but... Yeah. Something I got to work through in therapy, but it's all right. I'll get there. I'll get there. You know, this has helped me a lot to, you know, break out of my shell. No, I mean, of course, I met Lay. Hello. And we are friends. She's in my home.
I am. Foot cock up. Like Olivia.
No, and that's like a huge step for me, but it was necessary to find that sisterhood, and it just happened to be a mom sisterhood that helped me realize that support is paramount.
Yeah.
And, a community is very important for you to stay balanced, especially mentally.
Absolutely. And I think the other cool thing about like having mom friends is that like you can be less apologetic. So like one of the things that I feel like and I'll be very frank, that used to annoy me sometimes when I would call my friends with children is the children in the background. Like, I'm trying to tell you about some stupidness, like some foolishness that Leon has done, something funny that I saw on like the way home, something annoying that a student did. And yeah, maybe like in the grand scheme of things, is the story that important? No. But I want your time and attention. And all I hear is Mike like, mom, and crying and all that carried. And it just like used to be so like, okay, fine, just call me back. Like, the grace that I used to extend my friends with kids, I feel like it wasn't that like, it wasn't as much as it should have been. And I find now, oddly enough, needing that grace because I'll call my girlfriends or they'll call me and it's like Yara's doing the most in the background. And I do find my friends that don't have children to be like almost like it's like white noise, right? They don't even hear it. And there's like, I've spoken to my friends who have just like powered through Yara screaming, telling me their stories and whatever the case. And a lot of my other friends who don't have children are also like, they're that patient as well.
Yeah.
But I feel less inclined to be like, I'm so sorry. Like, oh, okay, Yara, I feel like I just feel less inclined to apologize for my circumstance.
Yeah.
And that it can be really freeing too. So I am grateful for my friends with children for that because Lord knows children are unpredictable and you never know what you're going to get.
You're at the stage now where in the middle of your sentence, you're just yelling.
100%.
Don't put that in your mouth. Yeah. Anyways, as you were saying.
Exactly, right? Like, just doing the most. Like, Yara trying to eat the dog food. Like, come on. Why do you have Pino's food in your hands? Why is it it's like slowly making its way to her mouth? And I'm just like, oh my goodness. And my friend's like in tears on the phone. Like, yikes. What do I do?
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But then I also value my friends that are single because they're so important to me, especially when I'm trying to have a self-care moment.
What?
When I just want to, as I said previously, take my keys and walk out of the house.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They're there, and I don't want to talk about my family. I don't want to talk about my child.
Yes.
And I just want to go have sushi and have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And just, shoot the ish with my girls.
Oh my gosh. What a blessing those friends are.
I love those moments.
I love those moments because it's so cool. Because in those moments, I don't have to be mom. I get to be Lay. And it's so dope. Because it's just like, like, they'll ask a little bit about Yara. And then it's like, okay, so did you hear what Cardi B did? And it's just like on like some stupidness. Like we're just talking about like
90 Day Fiance.
Exactly. Right? Like we're talking about the most nonsense, or we're talking about our relationships, or we're talking about future goals or entrepreneurship or something else other than motherhood. And it's a blessing. I love them. Those friends like keep me grounded. 100%. They remind me who I am. They encourage me. And I feel like even though they may not necessarily say something, just their presence makes me want to stay on. So it's like, I'm going to go get my nails done. I'm going to do my hair because I want to be able to like, be with them and still feel like me.
Yourself, yeah.
So I'm so grateful for those friends. Like they're huge. And I'm grateful for the grace that they extend me because the hard piece about being a mom and having friends that don't have children is, I guess, the unexpected, right? So having to cancel. And I feel like that happens often, or needing certain allowances. So it's like, I would love to go downtown, but like, perhaps can we do it in Scarborough? Can we do it in Durham because Yara's bedtime, or she's not really well, and it's just like that flexibility, your friends being able to offer you that kind of grace, I feel like is huge. And I've been very blessed to have that. There was one thing that I read today about a mom who was talking about losing her friends. And it was so sad. And I thought I would read it because, again, although I haven't experienced this personally, I know that there are probably a lot of other moms who have.
Yeah.
So she said, so maybe my pool of friends has shrunk significantly since becoming a mother, but I'm still here. I care. I crave our relationship just as much and will continue to make plans and reschedule when my kid is sick. I'm in it right now. I'm in it right now, in the trenches. Don't give up on me. Please keep throwing that rope down every once in a while, and I'll keep trying to grab it. In a couple of years, when I've reemerged, and when you are in it, I promise I will throw that rope to you again and again, even if you occasionally go dark too. I'm still here. Please wait on me.
Oh.
Right? And it's just like she's a mom of 4 kids.
Oh,
so, and it looks like, gosh, it looks like they're all under 7. Oh, man. So, yeah. So I can imagine, and that, even though, again, that's not something that I've experienced per se, and I'm grateful for that. I can identify with that because it feels that way sometimes, right? Your friends are like, oh, let's go for coffee, let's do this, let's do that. And it's like, God, no, I can't do that right now. Like, or, you know, again, with like the last 2 weeks and just being like down for the count because Yara hasn't been well. And it's just like not wanting your friends to be like, I'm not going to bother inviting Leanne anymore because she can never come. She's always canceling and not even holding like resentment, but just recognizing that like you're out.
It's just out for the count.
Yeah. So I think it's great that I don't again have to experience that, but I do implore our listeners who may not be moms yet, but have friends who are moms, keep throwing them that rope. Don't count them out because it's really like nothing is worse than being forgotten, right? No one wants to be out of sight, out of mind. So despite the fact that they may cancel or may not be available, sometimes there will be the odd time where they can come. So just be there.
Yep, that's what friendship is for.
That's what friends. So, do you have any, on a darker note?
Oh, what?
Do you want to say anything about maybe how becoming a mom, this new transition in your life, has kind of exposed you, or maybe not exposed, but yeah, perhaps exposed, like revealed to you which friends need to stay and which ones can go? Like, have you had to do an audit? Or did the audit come before that?
It came before. So.
Well, maybe the audit was reaffirmed once the child arrived. It was like, oh yeah, that was definitely a good call.
Yeah, like life events like that definitely show who will show up for you.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I had many friends, and I was the kind of person that will put my whole life into another person and like feed all my energy into people, and it never really paid back as much.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of friendships basically dwindled away. And I feel like these were the moments in my life that I was able to see who would reciprocate that energy. Yeah. So when that happened, it was like, you know, I saw a friend and, you know, I was pregnant and I didn't see her. And again, I didn't really care because I was going through so much during my pregnancy that I didn't even really want to see people. I was busy. I was busy and stressed. But then I did appreciate the text, like just checking in, because I was that kind of friend where I know I can't see everyone. We're adults now. You can't see your friends every weekend.
Exactly.
But, you know, it's 2019. You can send someone a DM or a voice note. You don't even have to call me back. Just checking in.
Yeah.
Making sure all is well.
Yeah.
Thinking about you, praying for you. Peace out. You know, it's not that hard. If someone comes across your mind, send them a message.
Yeah.
That means a lot to people.
It's true.
So, you know, it was pretty ghost town for me.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was just like, I think deep down in my heart, I already knew that I built a lot of friendships that were one-sided. So I think when these things did happen, I was like, you know, I'm not surprised. So I just have to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like I just thankfully have a big family that I can, you know, fall back on and get that support. And I remember now seeing a friend after I had the baby, a little bit after I had the baby, and she was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. Like, how are you doing? And I was like, great. And she's like, oh, I wanted to visit you when the baby was born, but I figured that you were busy or didn't want to see people. I was like, you could have texted or called. Or she was like, yeah, I just wasn't sure like what you're going through. I'm like, yeah, I'm going through a lot. That's all I could say, but I'm not gonna, just because I bumped into you, I'm not going to like pour my soul out.
Of course not, no.
It's like, it was nice to see you, but like I'm just gonna keep it moving, and it's no hard feelings. It's just I don't have the time to give people my energy all willy-nilly anymore.
Yeah.
And if people show up for me, I'll show up for them. And I remember before all of this happened, I read a meme or something. Maybe it was a meme. And it was like, stop calling your friends or texting your friends, or stop putting energy into your friends and see who calls for you. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try that, because I am that friend that will call you, text you if I don't hear from you. I want to come see you, or I'm the one that sets up all the lunches or the dinner dates or the cute, dinner parties kind of things. And, it was a ghost town. And for a moment, I was sad for a second. It was like 4 seconds. It's a harsh reality, a hard pill to swallow.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
It's like, man, I don't really have a good amount of friends.
And she says that often. She always says that all the time. And it hurts me to the core, because I just feel like I can't imagine. Like, again, like, I haven't known you for very long, but for the time that I have known you, like, you've just been such a light. So I just can't imagine, like, why people would come into your life and not stay and not see the value.
You know what? They came into my life to teach me some lessons, because I think I was just too nice. And I didn't put that I needed to put that energy into myself.
Oh, good.
And I realized that I need to stop bending over backwards for other people and use that same energy and put it into myself.
Amen.
So I'm not even upset about relationships that I lost at all, because I genuinely cared for those people, and I'm not going to take that away.
Yeah.
It was real, and it ended, and I moved on, and I learned what I needed to learn.
Good.
So everything is a lesson, and I'm happy for it, because it turned me into the hard body that I am now.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. But it made me more selective with who I want to give my energy to, and make sure that it's something where I can benefit from as well. And it's not just in like material things, but just like, will this bring value to my life with energy? And you know what I mean?
100%. I can relate, like, wholeheartedly. I think that for me, I experienced something similar. So I always laugh when people are like, you have so many friends, because I had more.
Can't believe it.
I did. I had more. And I think what I realized was that, like, especially having lived abroad, when I was living abroad, I was, like, very intentional. My girlfriend and I were talking about this yesterday. So intentional in reaching out and making sure that those friends knew that I still cared about them despite my absence, right? And then, again, I would come home to visit, and when I came home, it was like, okay, I gotta speak to this person. I had, like, a laundry list of people that I had to see, and I would call them, and I would make the rezos, and we would go, and we would have such a great time, and it'd be so much love, and we'd take pictures, and it'd be all those great things. And then, when I got married, I did a small audit then, because at that point I was like, you know what, I gotta think about, like, who was really checking for me while I was away, because I think that's really indicative of, like, who really cares and who deserves to be here. And when you're spending like $140 a plate, it's just like, I'm not just gonna let anybody come into this. Like, so these friends have got to be real friends. But then the second audit came when I got pregnant, and reason being was because I wasn't able to devote as much time to planning, organizing, reaching out. I wasn't able to do that. That had to be done by someone else. And it was funny, very similar to what the meme that you'd read, when I stopped doing that. When I stopped being the one that was like, hey, oh my gosh, I haven't spoken to you in so long. Do you want to go to Summer Licious? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like, what happened? Like, I started to see, like, I would go back and look at WhatsApp messages, and I realized that we hadn't spoken in months. In the last, again, if I'd go back and see who had made contact first, it was me. Yeah. Right? And it was really interesting. So I felt like naturally I had lost some of my friends. And it's not, there's no hate in my heart, nor is there any animosity or ill will. But I think it's really telling, because they disappeared because I wasn't putting in the effort. Like, I wasn't the one that was, again, like, I wasn't being assertive in my declaration for our love, our friendship, for our love. And I feel like that's really disappointing. But at the same time, so eye-opening and so useful, right? Because I don't have the time to give to you. I need to do more. I need to do more for me. I need to do more for my family. I need to do more for my child. But I would expect you to pull up the slack, right? Yeah. If this is a friendship, like, if I can't be the one to organize and I can't be the one to set up, then why wouldn't you do that if this friendship is important to you? So, yeah, I'm grateful for motherhood for that respect and for that gift, being able to show me, like, who deserves to be here. Yeah. And then that, like, again, informs everything else, like who I invite to Yara's birthday, who I invite to, like, my own birthday. And yeah, but It's sad. It's sad when that happens, because I do look at some of those friendships and I'm like, oh, I really do miss that person.
Yeah.
But similarly to you, I recognize that it's not a loss, just a lesson. So
exactly. And you only have so much free time nowadays, right? After you divide all of that up. And I want to give it to the people that deserve it.
Yeah.
You know, I want to spend my quality time with quality people.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I think, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I was talking to my girlfriend too. And it's sometimes like where I have to check myself in terms of like making new friends. You don't count. But I say this because I already have so many friends that I want to give time to, and I feel like there's a challenge, right? Because there's only so much time, and only one me. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes conflicted in like trying to do different things. And I've just narrowed it down to the fact that I just don't feel like I can make any more friends. Like, I really can. And I'm sad, because that's what I do.
I see, guys, that's what happens when you have a bugger friend.
It's a pastime, like making friends. And I have to like legitimately stop myself, where like I'll be at a function anywhere and I'll just like get along with someone, such great chemistry. We're laughing, we're cracking jokes, like, you know, we share similar interests. And like, I have to stop myself from saying, oh my gosh,
don't take her number.
Don't do it. Do not do it. Yeah, it's
Lane
so funny.
Said, teach me your ways.
Oh Lord, it's the worst.
I need to make some friends, guys.
And then I leave feeling so sad, because I'm like, oh, I can't wait, and I can't wait until I have like, or till that person has something like that again, so that I can see that person, and I have to be content in that. I'm like, okay, fine. So we're only ever gonna see each other at Chanel's events, but that's fine.
That's the board diagram.
Yes.
You gotta, you know, they could be the time fillers.
Exactly.
That you meet at events.
Right? So, I mean, I think it's fairly easy enough. Not always, but it's easy enough to maintain friendships with people who have kids. But I do want to circle back to maintaining friendships with people who don't have kids. Because, again, some of those friends we've had forever. And I want to perhaps provide, for those of you who are moms, and, oh, my phone died. Try it.
Oh, shit. Over. You want to plug it in?
Yeah, but I sent it to you, so maybe.
You did. Okay, yeah. Awesome.
So I want to provide some tips and tricks to maintain friendships with people who are child-free, because, like I said, I think there's so much value in that. Like, in the same way that people who are in relationships and you're married, I love my married friends, but I also really love my single friends. Right?
Yeah,
so
it's a breath of fresh air.
Oh, isn't it? It's just great. So I love the balance. I love the variety. So we're going to share some tips. How can you keep those friends, those child-free friends? How can we ensure that they those friendships stay whole?
So we already spoke on this first one, but it was don't make assumptions. So, you know, always, you know, reach out to the moms that have the children. And always reach out to your single friends, even if you do have to cancel. Because you don't want to get forgotten.
Exactly.
And also, single friends don't assume that they don't want to go out.
Exactly.
Life gets busy, but there can always be a moment.
For sure.
A little light of hope.
Yeah.
It's like we can go outside.
Right? Like, maybe we can't have dinner, but we can have a drink. Like,
right.
we can have coffee, so, like, let's do that. No, for sure. All right, what else do we have?
Be assertive in the face of judgment.
That's a good one.
If you have a friend who says, I know you're all baby now, and I know your hands are full, and you're too busy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You can set the record straight in a kind of way.
Yeah. So let them know, like, yeah, of course, like, I love Yar, like, that's my girl, that's my boo. However, you're my boo too, and I have time for you, and I can make time for you. You're still my girlfriend. Like, this friendship is important to me, and saying those things, saying those words, I think are that can go so far. So just being very candid with your friends, like, yes, I am a mom, but I'm still me. So if you want to hang out, let's do this. Let's just make a plan.
And sometimes you can't physically hang out, but, you know, sometimes I just got to FaceTime my friends.
Yeah.
And I can talk to them all morning.
A virtual wine date.
For real. It works, though. Yeah. I love it. Sending voice notes, because sometimes I just got to whisper in my phone.
Right.
And put in the baby to sleep. But, you know, make those accommodations, because my friends are important to me.
Exactly.
And I still want to talk to you. And I still want to get the tea. Mm-hmm. And we make it work.
We do.
There are so many ways to communicate with people nowadays.
Absolutely. This is a small tip. But I don't know. I just realized this the other day that WhatsApp has a function where you can lock while voice noting. So I used to hold down the mic.
I just discovered it too.
Forever, to my fingers like blistering.
It's purple.
Exactly. It's losing circulation. Or I accidentally, like, cancel the whole thing. So I have like a 7-minute voice note that's deleted now because I couldn't hold it on. I couldn't hold it down any longer. Friends, if you hold it down and then swipe up, it'll lock. So then you can put that thing down and like do what you have to do, especially for like moms. If you're like, you know, washing dishes or changing a diaper, you can leave a voice note, give your friends the tea without having, with your hands free. So little tip, you're welcome.
That's funny. I just discovered that this week by accident. Maybe we're the last to know.
I think we probably are. What else do we have?
We have prioritize them. It can be easy to just want to hang out with other moms because they get it, but remember your other friends and put effort into those relationships. Mm-hmm. That's easy.
Yeah.
Everyone is important. Everyone deserves that time, that quality time.
Yeah.
Yes, it is easier to hang out with moms because you guys can, you know, be late.
And bring the kids.
And, you know, it's easy, but your other friends deserve your time too. And everyone can have a good time in that scenario. And again, with balance, you should be able to balance going out without your children and, you know, doing something for yourself.
Number 5/6. Number 5 is be open, be honest about what you're feeling, and be empathetic. So I think that that's important on both ends. Like as the mom, to be open about like what you're going through and like, you know what, it's really hard. I really do miss you guys. I really do miss you and I want to hang out with you, but I'm just going through such a tough time right now because of this and this and that. And I think that that goes a long way because I feel like so much of why friendships go left is because there's a lack of communication.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's just like when there's no communication, it's just the breeding grounds for assumptions. Like she's mad at me or 100%. She's this or she forgot about me, and it's just like no.
And then you start to believe your assumptions and things get out of hand.
Exactly. So being open, and I feel like it's funny because, you know, shout out to my friend Kamisha, because I was open with her about being just kind of tired, you know, with Yara. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, Yara hasn't been well and it's been really exhausting for me. And now Leon's home and I just kind of like, you know, want to spend some time with him, but I can't really do that. And she was like, cool, I want to come and watch Yara for a little bit. Beautiful. And it's like the beauty again of single friends, right? She is in a relationship, but she's child free at the moment. And she's like, you know what? Like, I'll come and watch her. And it was amazing. She showed up right when she said she was going to. Her and I like cracked jokes for a little bit. Leon and her chatted it up. And then she was like, okay, guys, go. Bye. And we were gone for like 3 or 4 hours. And then like, you know, I had wanted to do something else. And she's like, it's fine. And then like her boyfriend ended up coming over and like they, and like, you know, like played with Yara. And then we came over after we came by, it's my home. We came home and like made dinner. And it was just such an awesome day. So I think there's so much value in being open and honest about with your friends about how you're feeling about the relationship, but in general, because you never know like what that honesty can produce, right? Like that was a like unexpected, completely like unrequested date night. Yeah. I was so grateful for it. So of course. Shout out to your single friends. Be honest, be open.
Hear you. They hear what you're saying and see how you're feeling, and they're being a friend by supporting you in that way. That's beautiful.
What's our last one?
Amazing.
The last one is real.
The last one is they won't get it and that's okay.
Yeah.
This is so real to me.
It is.
Because I'm thinking about myself. My friends had babies and I was younger, or people around me that I knew had children, and they would say certain things and I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, maybe you could do this because of the person that I am. I always want to help. Yeah. And now when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I should have just shut the hell up. Like, shut up, you idiot. You are not a mom. You don't understand. The good intentions were there, but there's no way I would have been able to truly understand what they were saying. Yeah. And also, that's the last point when you're saying be completely honest. Like, I wish that they were able to fully explain how they were feeling, so I wouldn't give such stupid ass advice.
Yeah. But I feel like at the same time, like, you also need to give yourself the grace for offering the advice, right? Yeah. Because it's like you're trying to help and you're trying to meet them where they're at. And I feel like sometimes even with that level of honesty, you still would maybe give advice that's like futile because you're not in it.
Yeah,
you don't know.
It's true.
There's so much of what you experience that, like, again, you can't understand it until you're in the trenches.
You really can't, because I was everybody's babysitter. I had so much experience with small babies.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Watching them overnight, taking them for days.
Not me.
I had so much experience with babies, but nothing compares to when they are yours.
That's true.
You just won't understand. And I just...
Somebody get this thing.
My past self, man. My past self thought they knew some things. And boy, did I get floored.
Yeah.
But it's true. You won't get it until you're actually experiencing it.
That's it. I agree. I read something else that said, and it's funny because, some people may have an easier time with this than others, because I remember being that kind of friend where this would kind of annoy me, but I do get it. And it was essentially that, like, if you could make allowances for your friends who would get in relationships and kind of submerge themselves in relationships, and then eventually come out of it and be like, okay, like, we were in the honeymoon phase, but now I'm like, I can breathe again and let me reconnect with my friends, then make those same allowances for friends who have had children. Because a similar thing happens where in the beginning, you're just like head first, nosedived into motherhood, into parenting, into fatherhood. And it's like you just don't have the time. Yeah. But eventually, like, things will taper off and you'll have an opportunity to jump back into it again and be, similar, be somewhat of the person that you used to be prior to having children. So just give your friends grace. Give them grace and give them time. They won't be there forever. And as best as you can, remind them of who they were and how much you love that person. But then also don't make them feel too guilty about not being that, because they've changed. And that's just the reality, right?
It is.
And I think that that's important. And I'm grateful. Like, even with Leon, I feel like he has a good group of friends who have been pretty supportive of the transitions that he's undergone. Yeah. And I'm grateful for that, because if they're still like, who cares? Leave the baby. Come to the strip club. I think that would be super annoying.
I'd have to be boxing some friends down.
I'm like, okay, you're gone. Like, but the fact that they're like, kick it with the wifey and do what you need to do, but like holler at us because we're going to be here, whatever. It definitely helps.
It does, for sure. I love that John's friends, like some days where I'm like, okay, I just want the weekend off. And he's like, all right, I'm going to have daddy daycare day. And all his friends just bring their kids, and I don't know what they do.
Oh my gosh. I need to find out what they do and send Leon along. Leon,
sit around and watch the kids bump into each other.
That's it. Just watch them roll up the hill. That is too cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we went on long enough.
I think we sure did. We dove deep into friendships. I think we talked about all the variations.
And friends are important. Mom friends, single friends.
Yeah.
Married friends, if that relates to you.
Yeah. Single friends, friends who want children, who don't have them, friends who don't want children. I love it all. I love them all.
Everyone plays their role.
And serves a purpose.
Yeah. And just make sure that you audit your friends from time to time.
Of course.
And, divvy up your energy where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Make sure it brings value, because life is stressful and it's only going to get worse and more. You have to juggle more time and, do more things with your family, your children, your business. Don't make friendship be the area where you're stressed.
Yeah, exactly. And my mom always says good friendships you don't have to babysit. And I think that's important, because I think, there are some friends you'll speak to more often than others, and then certain seasons where, again, you'll be speaking to, depending on what you're going through, like there are certain friends that won't be on the back burner, but maybe won't be in the forefront. But I think it's important for friends to kind of know their value and have the security to trust that, like, despite the fact that you may not be able to speak to them as often or hang out as often, that there's still love there. And it doesn't necessitate that you can just neglect those friendships and know that they'll be fine. Yeah. You still got to check in, as you said, and send the text messages and things like that. But I just feel like, especially when you enter motherhood, it's going to be tougher to do that.
Time gets away from you sometimes.
Exactly. And it's nice to be able to trust that. Like, again, I haven't seen that friend in a long time, but I know she has my back. So shout out to all those friends, especially the friends of mine.
Oh, all of them.
Listening. Hello, friends.
All of them.
Stop this. All of the friends who have been super supportive and who have, again, reached out to me for different things, whether that be to celebrate my success with the podcast or with the boutique, or just to support me or let me know that what I'm doing is great, with Yara, and who I don't get to see as often. I really do love you and appreciate you. And I'm grateful.
Shout out to my friends also.
Yeah.
My little handful.
Oh, can you not?
They mean so much. No, it's a little handful, but they mean so much to me. I don't necessarily think I need a bag of friends.
Fair.
They've trickled down to people that are very important to me, and they understand me, and they put up with me, my little weird ass. They know me, and they love me for who I am.
Which is
and
dope. That's the best thing.
That's the best part. So I wouldn't trade them for anything.
Yeah.
And they are important to me, and I'm trying my best to say I have no friends. Not to stop saying I have no friends.
Don't say that.
You know why? Because I usually think my core friends is who I have left. They were so important to me. I stopped calling them my friends. They were like my sisters. So whenever we go out, oh, that's my sis, that's my sister. And I stopped calling them friends. But now I have to say friends. Because when I say it out loud, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
In the presence of those people.
Yeah,
I have no friends. Like, okay.
It's like, that's rude.
Yeah.
But they know who they are. They know I love them.
Yeah.
Because I have to tell them that all the time.
Which is beautiful.
It's good to verbalize. Sometimes you just have to tell them that
Give
they're
people
important
their flowers.
You're proud of them.
Yes.
They're amazing. And that you appreciate them. That's always important. Those affirmations make people feel good.
They do. They definitely do. And I think that, like, it's important because especially if you want that. Shai and I were talking about that the other day, and it's just the importance of, like, sewing into each other. Like, you know, you want your friends to show up for you, but you also need to show up for them, right? And be willing to do that. So, and be expressive and bold about your love. Like, you can't expect people to, you know, again, you can't expect what you don't give. So if you be the kind of friend that you want, essentially.
Exactly.
So I try to live by that. And hopefully our listeners do too.
If not, try today.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. If you feel like you're dropping the ball, it's never too late. Don't wait till New Year's to, like, make a resolution to contact this, that, and the third. No, do it today. You're the new you can start right this minute.
This is our friendship infomercial.
Exactly. As soon as this podcast is over, I want you to call somebody, anybody who you love and haven't reached out to in a long time. Call them and let them know that you care.
But yeah, I think this is it.
All right, friends. Now time is over.
Great chatting with you guys today.
As usual, such a blessing.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at WTN Podcast. DM us your Bomb Mom nominations so we can shout them out.
Please do.
And wherever you're listening, rate our episode and follow us.
Can I just take a moment to shout out our listeners across the globe?
Yeah.
So we were able, like, God bless Anchor and its ability to show us, like, where our listeners are located. And let me just tell, like, wow. Outside of the fact that we've exceeded 500 listens, the fact that we have listeners in Bolivia, Slovakia, I don't know who you are. In Jamaica, in the UK,
Belgium,
I don't know who you are. But
DM me.
Yeah.
I want to see your face.
I don't know who you are, but I want to know you. I want to get to know you.
I want to shout you out in my next episode, man.
Right? Oh my gosh. International love. That is the greatest. That was so awesome. Like,
yeah, you had us feeling nice.
So nice. I remember showing to Leon. I want a screenshot of that. I might put it on a t-shirt. Listen. It's amazing. It's
We're
so amazing.
international, guys.
We sure are.
Talk to us nice.
Right? Very nice. Well nice. Our virtual passports are getting stamped. I'm excited about it. So thanks for all the love from across the globe. We appreciate you so much.
Again, don't forget to go to our Instagram page because we will be doing a self-care giveaway, self-care package giveaway. And follow us, like our posts, and tag 2 people. And I think that's it. That's all. We're done here.
Okay, friends.
I gotta go make dinner.
Oh, me too.
It's Friday. It's usually Fend for Yourself Fridays, but...
Fend for Yourself Fridays? I love it. That's my favorite. Using it. And I'm not. So with that, in the spirit of Fend for Yourself Fridays, Leon, yeah, listen. Fend for yourself.
You know he's not listening.
I know. Damn it. Damn it. All right, friends.
All right, guys.
Bye.
See you later.